So, good morning to one and all present here. This is Group 6, and we are presenting the topic group discussion. So, we'll have the group discussion starting with these agendas. We have an introduction, effective communication, problem solving, group dynamics, preparing and conducting, and a feedback of violation. So, we'll see through this all these topics in an effective manner. So, I'll pass on the baton to the Devans to start the topic.
Okay, so group discussion is basically a collaborative conversation among several individuals aimed at exploring and addressing a particular topic or a problem. Uh, next, I will be talking about the features of group discussion. Next slide. Yeah, the first key feature of group discussion is teamwork. See, in group discussion, teamwork plays an important role because the main agenda of group discussion is to see how collaborative you are with people you don't know, which will assess and help you to understand what are your perspective and experience. Now, next, body language. See, body language acts as a silent communicator. It conveys more than words. So you should be mindful of not using any informal cues. Maintain a proper eye contact. Next, active listening. See, by practicing active listening, you not only foster a collaborative environment, but also you see yourself as a respectful participant. It tells you about yourself, and active listening also if you don't know about a topic, being an active listener will tell you more about the topic. uh, okay, critical thinking. See, group discussion is the best way to foster critical thinking. It helps us understand different perspectives, enhancing the depth of the subject matter. Communication skills. See, group discussion is basically plays an important role in communication skills. It builds your communication skills. It helps us to be fluent. So the basic requirement in group discussion is to have a clear idea about your topic, and be fluent. So the types of group discussion. The first one is the factual group discussion. This focuses on presenting and analyzing the factual information to arrive at a conclusion or a decision. The next one is opinion based group discussion. It focuses on expressing your ideas, your point of views, your belief. The next is the case study. The case study based group discussion is a type of group discussion which analyzes and discusses a specific real life scenario or a case study. You are expected to have a narrative, a set of facts, and yeah. So the last one is abstract based group discussion. It explores abstract concepts, theoretical ideas, rather than a specific facts or case studies. It is an exact opposite of the above mentioned, the case study based group discussion.
Okay, so I would be taking on the next topic, effective communication skills. So communication plays a key role while you're in your professional life and also when you're in the group discussion. So there are three main points which I would like to cover and which are essential to have effective communication skills. These are verbal communication, non-verbal communication, and active listening. Active listening is already covered by Devansh, but I would like to add on a few more points on that. So let's start with verbal communication. So there are few points which we have to keep in mind. We have to focus on our clarity. So while we are presenting our thoughts or while we are expressing our ideas, we have to talk with simple words, and also we should not use jargons with complicated words which would make it very difficult for the other members to understand your statements. And if you do not speak with clarity, your perspectives cannot be understood by the other fellow people properly. Proper presentation of ideas. So rather than just talking about the topic in a random manner, you just have to prepare a proper schedule or a proper way in which you would present your ideas, which includes in the following pattern, which would be introduction, then you would tell the body, and a conclusion, which would seem more systematic rather than being a random thing. And we should keep it professional. So in when it comes to professional life, you can't use some words and some sentences which you would do so with your friends or your family. You can't use words such as bro, or you can't tell let's go have some tea or something like that. You have to sound more professional, and you should not be uh, very casual. So the second point is non-verbal communication. So the body language, the tone of your voice, and also eye contact plays a very crucial role while you're having a GD. So when a person is evaluating your group discussion or your interview or any such professional thing in that matter, your body language plays a very crucial role. The way you sit, the way you talk, the way you keep your hand, the way you're communicating plays a very crucial role. You should not shake your legs. A few examples we can give for which can be avoided while doing a group discussion or an interview can be that you should not shake your legs. You should not uh, use your hands and do some random things. You should have some self control while you're doing it, and your tone of your voice. So the tone of your voice also plays a very crucial role when you're communicating a piece of information. The same sentence can be told in different manners, which can also affect the other person also. So that should be kept in mind. And eye contact. So eye contact, having eye to eye contact with an individual, gives them shows them that you are very confident about yourself, and also makes them very comfortable, and they would speak out with their whole heart. And active listening, as Devansh already explained, active listening also is very essential. If you are not aware of a particular topic, you can just listen to all the other speakers, whatever they talk, and also later on you can just summarize that at the end, which would also validate your skills. And we should also respect others' opinion. So whatever our perspective might be, we should always respect the other person's uh, ideas and thoughts, and we should not go against it, as this is a group discussion and not a debate. Respond thoughtfully. We should not harm the other person by using some harsh words. So we should be very thoughtful before we tell something also. Build a more productive conversation. So we should, rather than seeing the audience or being away from the people, we have to look at the people who are sitting in the panel, so that they feel a bit friendly, and also the conversation becomes more productive. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll be taking over critical thinking and problem solving. So, critical thinking, so we talk about that. So, just participating in a group discussion is not enough. Like you need to get into the questions as to why and what. So, if we talk about critical thinking and problem solving, there are certain problem solving techniques which it'll help. Not only in group discussions but also at any point of time. So, how do you critically analyze a group discussion? Firstly, there must be a reason as to why that group discussion is taking place. We need to understand that first. So, what was discussed and why was it discussed? Now, let's say the topic was electric vehicles, right? What's its future? So, why are we discussing about that? Mainly because now electric vehicles, their production has increased, they're replacing our traditional cars. Okay, so that's also like that. Yeah, that's also like one of the reasons why we're discussing about it. We're trying to analyze what its future is. And then if we talk about what were the different points made, so you can just make your point in a group discussion and leave it, but it's very important that you listen and you try to look from the perspective of the other people who are making other points, because what you say and what the other person says, it might not match. And like you should be willing to understand what that person's trying to say, why is he saying it, and what kind of points were made and what examples were used to make arguments. So you can't just state something without having some kind of an evidence to back it up, right? So you need to be really like when you're participating in a group discussion, you need to be very mindful as to what you're saying. It should be credible, it should be verifiable, and also you should be mindful of what others are saying, because not everyone might, like not everything can be backed up with an example. So you need to go into the why of the group discussion. You need to think about it, so that you can challenge your own assumptions, you can challenge other people's assumptions, you can change your point of view, and you can think from different angles. The next is problem solving. You go to the next slide. um yes, just can you go to the next slide? Yeah. So problem solving techniques. So all of us have various problems, right? So there are like certain techniques which you can solve it now. So like the two main techniques which I thought will be helpful like during a group discussion is brainstorming and mind mapping. So brainstorming is basically just jotting down in a very rough manner as to what the solutions can be. Now I'll take an example and explain it. Suppose I take an example of transportation to college. So I live 4 kilometers away. So if I want to brainstorm as to how can I get to college, so I'll start by writing, okay, first my first option could be metro, then my second option could be a BMTC bus, third my option can be auto, fourth my option can be bike, scooter, or car. So this is brainstorming, basically just quickly jotting down whatever comes to your mind which is relating to the problem. Now if we talk about mind mapping is a more systemized manner as to how you can approach a problem and find a solution to it. So if you see the image that I've put there are like, there is a mind map, and it just gets split into different dimensions, and those get split into other dimensions. So it's kind of like how our brain thinks. We're just our brains, so like there are multiple neurons in it, and they go in different directions. So if I talk about college, if I just say university, Christ University, what and all can happen? First we'll talk about courses. These, we have Department of Commerce, then we have Department of English, we have Department of Law. And then the next point will be campuses. We have the Bannerghatta campus, we have the Yashwantpur campus, and then I'll talk about faculty. So we have these many professors in this department, those many professors in that department. So that's how a mind map is. It is more systematic, and it helps you simplify, it helps you understand the problem in different aspects. So that's why we see in our textbooks, right? So the mind map, if you see, then the mind map will capture us more than the texts which are there, because a mind map is also visually, when we see something like a mind map, we can easily think about it, we can easily take it into our minds. So these are the these this is basically how you can, these are the few techniques which will help you solve problems. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. So talking about group dynamics, under the group dynamics, there are various points which are needed to be enlightened. First one is problem solving. Usually, group dynamics, the group discussions are done on the topic that are burning issues, the topics which require immediate attention that are concerning to societies. So at that time, the essential skills that you are required to process a group problem solving skills. You need to have a mindset to solve a problem, and while discussing in a group discussion, you have to come down jot down the points which are helpful in solving the problem, either in addressing the problems or to like verify the factuality of the topic, the whatever the issue is. So we have to take some rules in the group discussion. You are given some rules, as in you are the commissioners, this is a police department, or this is an income tax department if it's a tax evasion concept. So you have to take some rules, and you have to think according to their positions. What are you supposed to speak? What are the things that are needed to be addressed if you are in that position? So you have to take in rules, you have to solve problems through critical analysis. And then there are certain norms. If you are in a GD, as Yashas earlier mentioned, you have to use formal slangs, you can't use informal slangs like bro, dude. You can't dress informally, you have to dress in formal dress. And while being in a group discussion, the most important thing which you have to follow is being attentive to the points that others are making, and considering their perspectives and not only being diplomatic and putting your perspectives and dominating other people. So there is a conflict resolution which is same as problem solving. You are given a position, you are given a time to think, you are given people to discuss around, and you have to come with solutions that are problem solving. This is the main topic and the main part of group discussion. Yes, just next slide please. So the most important part of the group discussion is teamwork. So teamwork is means that you have to collaborate with the people around along with you in the group discussion and come out with an solution. So group discussion and debate are two different terms. In debate, you oppose the other people's point, but in group discussion, you agree and you collaborate with other people. You bring down one final point that is accepted by all. So it requires teamwork. You have to work with other people. There are people with diverse perspectives. Each one has a different opinion of the same topic. So when we talk about, let's take an example of cricket. There was an match in Australia where where Warner and Smith were alleged that they used sandpaper, and they were banned for 2 years. On this topic, people had different opinions. Some people felt that they did not do it and it was just an opposition's tried to frame them and they were succeeded. And some people say that they saw the video and it is a real thing. And so there are various perspectives that people have. It's related to their emotions, it's related to their mentality, their thinking, their intellectuality. So if we are talking about a group discussion upon that thing, the person who is opposing it has to explain why he's opposing it, and the person who is going for it and has to explain why he's going for it, and later they have to collaborate with each other and come to a point. And since they are collaborating with each other, they need to have an effective communication. They have to have a points that are explaining the other person why it is like this and why this has happened. So there must be an effective communication so the other person changes his perspective. They think according to the situation, and it requires trust on the other person. If you are like you just talk your own points and you don't listen to other people's point, you will never change your perspective. And group discussion is all about changing perspective and changing views of each other. And next, it is skill development. Group discussion helps you develop skills like interpersonal skills, like how you communicate with others, how you address a situation, how you analyze a situation. And as Divya mentioned, there's some brainstorming and mind mapping skills. You continuously brainstorm yourself, you jot down different points, you connect yourself to different position, different points made by each and every person. So in that way you're going far from what you know, and you are learning new skills. And that's a greatest skill set that GD provides you, and which will be helpful for you in your corporate world in every space that you go. And then shared accountability. When we are in a GD, we don't oppose each other's points. So when someone says a point, we either share that accountability for it. So whatever the point he says and other people's question us, we have to share the accountability for that. We have to be liable for whatever it is said, and we have to prove why it is said. We can't just vaguely say some points in a GD requires critical and mindful thinking and a positive approach to the situation. So if you are saying something, you should take up the responsibility for it, you and the people along with you in the GD. That's it.
Okay, now I will be doing preparing for a group discussion. The first thing while preparing for a group discussion is to research the topic. The main thing about a group discussion is how you present your ideas. For that, you need to organize your thoughts and ensure that you have adequate information. You should thoroughly investigate a subject if it is given to you beforehand. If not, you are always given time to prepare for a group discussion. So try to get as many facts and examples as you can. The second thing you should do is organize your thoughts. It's not enough to just have a number of facts. You should ensure that you know what comes first and what comes after that, so that you're able to clearly express where you stand on a particular topic or on the subject given to you in the group discussion. Third is to practice speaking. Speaking in front of many people can be challenging, and many people face this problem. A way to improve this or to sound more confident is practicing repeatedly. First, try practicing in front of a mirror.
and then start practicing with people you're comfortable with, so that when you're in the group discussion you don't stammer or you don't stop speaking because of anxiety or any such other problems. Next slide. Okay, then develop listening skills. One of the main things the interviewers assess in a GD is how you listen to other people. It's not only about expressing your thoughts clearly, it's also about incorporating others' points into your argument or whatever you present to the group. Like Vineet said, it's important to understand and improve your opinions. They also check how you can learn from other people's point of view, and that you're also able to adapt to changing thoughts and environment in an organization. Then improve your body language. Body language is one of the most important things that interviewers look for. You should make eye contact not only with the people who are overseeing the GD, but also your fellow mates who are conducting the GD. It shows that you are open to people's opinions and not confined to your own thoughts. You should not fold your arms while speaking. It is sometimes seen as a rude gesture. Then anticipate counter arguments. In order to ensure that you are clearly standing on one of the topics of the GD, you should anticipate counter arguments, brainstorm potential opposing viewpoints, and prepare respectful, logical responses. This preparation will help you engage in a constructive debate and demonstrate your ability to consider multiple perspectives. Work on your analytical skills. Analytical skills are very important for group discussion. So, analytical skills are basically breaking down complex topics into the key components and identifying the cause and effect relationship, so that you know the questions that the problem poses and how you can address these from different perspectives. Apply critical thinking by connecting seemingly unrelated points and use real world examples. Next is manage your time effectively. Time management is one of the key issues in a group discussion. You are allotted a certain amount of minutes or a certain time. You should finish the group discussion within that time. Learn to express your ideas concisely within the time constraint. Practice summarizing the points in 30 seconds or less. This will help the interviewer see that you are able to maintain time and manage difficult tasks effectively. Stay calm under pressure. Staying focused under pressure is very difficult, so you should practice that beforehand. You can deal with anxiety by taking deep breaths and maintaining a composed posture when you're feeling pressured. If challenged, you can pause for some time to organize your thoughts before responding. Keep your voice steady and maintain a moderate pace when speaking. And last is dress appropriately. It is advised to wear well fitted, clean, and wrinkle free attire that aligns with the occasion of a group discussion. Typically, formal wear is best suited for the context. Choose comfortable clothing and neutral colors, which makes you feel confident.
I'll be taking up the conducting of a group discussion. So conduction of a group discussion involves two key points: a perfect introduction and management of perfect flow of the GD. So first, I would like to talk about importance of introduction. It clarifies the topic. A well-structured introduction ensures that everyone understands the topic of discussion and its key aspects. This prevents confusion and keeping the discussion focused on relevant points. Second would be to grab attention. An engaging introduction captures participants' attention right from the beginning, making them more interested in the discussion. Third would be the management of anxiety. It calms the participants. For participants who may be nervous, clear and structured introduction helps them to reduce the anxiety, and gives them a sense of what to expect and how to approach the topic. Fourth would be to direct the flow. It provides a roadmap for how the discussion should unfold, helping participants prioritize their points and approach the discussion methodically. Fifth is influences perception. In evaluative GDs such as interviews or academic settings, the introduction can set a positive impression on the evaluators or moderators, showcasing communication and organizational skills. Next slide, please. So, second point is managing the flow of conversation. First and foremost, equal opportunity to speak should be given to each and every participants. So at the beginning, emphasize the importance of everyone contributing to ensure no one dominates the conversation. This sets the expectation for shared participation. Second, respectful listening, or which avoids interruptions. It encourages participants to listen actively and avoid interrupting each other. Third is directing the questions. If participant hasn't spoken, direct question towards them or gentle invite to share their perspective should be given. Like, I would love to hear what you think about this XXX. Fourth, body language. Maintain eye contact and use open body language when looking at quieter participants, signaling that their input is welcomed. Fifth, proper time management. Impose time limits for each speaker for contribution. Gently remind participants to keep their points brief, such as, let us try to keep our comments concise so everyone can contribute. Sixth is play devil's advocate. If group is too aligned, introduce a new angle by changing the consensus, which encourages more participants to engage. Thank you.
Hari, mute. Hari, you're in mute. Hello. It seems like Hari has some mic problems, so I'll continue with Hari's part.
Sure,
So,
you can. Definitely.
yeah, yes, sir. So, sir, can Hari join through Dhruv's laptop because they both live in the same room.
Sure.
Yes, sir. Hari, join with Dhruv's laptop.
Yes. So once the GD
GD
is
is
conducted,
conducted, like we are going to evaluate the students on. I guess there are two devices turned on. You'll have to turn it off. One, you'll have to turn it off.
so once the GD is conducted, we are going to evaluate students on these 5 points like communication, confidence, listening, knowledge, and teamwork. Like uh, in communication, was the message clear and easy to understand? Like were the thoughts and ideas expressed effectively? Like in the body language, were non-verbal communication like eye contact, posture, gestures were engaging, and the tone was the tone respectful and appropriate? Moving towards confidence, like did the individual demonstrate confidence in their ideas? Were the opinion expressed clearly and respectfully? Like risk taking, did the individual take calculated risk in sharing the thoughts? Like, and uh, moving forward to listening, was the individual fully engaged and attentive? Did they understand and respond thoughtfully? Like, and uh, did they provide constructive feedbacks and many more? And moving towards knowledge, did the individual demonstrate relative knowledge, and did they provide unique perspectives or connections between the points, and did they recognize knowledge gaps and everything? And moving towards the teamwork, like, did the individual work uh, cooperatively with others? Did they uh, encourage and support teammates? Was the individual adaptable and open to change? Like, did they demonstrate respect for different opinions? And now we have self evaluation of performance and peer evaluation. Like, this will be done by taking up an activity which will be explained by Vineet.
Yes, sir. So we have a fun-filled activity which is coming up that would take up all these 3 points in a very a way that it represents a game actually. So we'll select few students from the group of students, and then we will ask them to do a GD. Okay, and before doing the GD, we will ask them to rate them out of 10. So whatever they feel that they could score based on their confidence and their performance, they would rate them before conducting the GD. So if it's 10 and I call Yashash to do the GD, I would ask Yashash to mark himself out of 10, a number out of 10 that he might score. So if he gives a 8, and then followed by there will be three judges, we guess. So if there are three rows with three judges, I, Devansh, and Hari, we three stand as judges. We three sit in three different rows along with the students. So when they conduct a GD, we'll select 5 to 6 people and they will evaluate themselves. And then we will have them secretly with ourselves, their marks. We won't show it to anyone. And then when they perform the GD, we will evaluate based on these 5 points that Hari just explained. That the communication, confidence, listening, knowledge, and teamwork. Based on these five vital topics, we will evaluate them out of 10. And since this part is completed by us, the self evaluation, the mark which they give themselves is called a self evaluation of performance, and the mark which we give is the five topics. How does peer evaluation come in? So before we give our marks, we will ask the people, the students sitting nearby us, their colleagues, we'll ask them, how do you feel the performance it is? Is it worth giving this mark? So what do you think you should give? In that way, the peers come out with their grading. What do they feel the mark should be given and why it should be given? So in that way, we are covering self-evaluation of performance, peer evaluation of performance, and these five vital points. And suppose since there are three judges, if all the three judges score tallies up and the average of it matches to the score that Yashas gave himself. Suppose Yashas gave himself 8 and I, Devansh and Hari, we gave him a mark which totaled, and when we take an average of it, it turns out to be 8. So we will give Yashas something, a gift or some valuable item. So in this way, this fun-filled activity engages the whole class, whole audience, and we might, if people like it, we might have even 2 or 3 events such that. And apart from this, we have various other forms of deliverables. We have the mind mapping and brainstorming which Divya is going to do. We have a pamphlet that Tanmay is going to show, and we have some videos about which Devansh is going to elaborate us.
I'll be talking about why group discussion is important. Like, why is it taken place in various college interviews and job interviews? See, a group discussion, when it happens in college interview, there are basically three uh, tests you are assessed on, like your IQ through your interview and your examination, like which you write. And the second thing is teamwork, how well you're collaborating with your team and working along with them. So that's why group discussion comes in. It talks about your perspective of a viewpoint and well you are understanding their perspective. To talk about why group discussion is important in a job, see, it is a very critical part as it talks about your communication skills, your teamwork, your leadership skills, and problem solving ability. It elaborates on various varieties of and helps you evaluate on how well you are in your perspective and communication skills. So that's why group discussion plays an important role. Yeah.
Yeah, so talking about this, this was all the thing that we are supposed to cover in group discussion.